Have you ever heard of the term mirroring? When you reflect back someone's words or emotions to try to build your relationship with them? Now, I heard about this in the context of a gaming YouTuber named MatPat playing a dating sim called Emily is Away. And this term stuck in my head as a pretty accurate way to describe how building our relationships can start to affect us. It may start out just as a ploy to build rapport with someone, but it can easily start to change the way that we think and act. So I started to ask myself, what am I mirroring? And what's being reflected back to me? Our relationship with God is not just a personal thing. I've said in the past few videos how knowing God is both a personal and a communal thing. It's both private and public. Paul describes his relationship with God and with the church in Philippi as connected. We see this especially in Philippians 2:12-18. Go ahead and pause the video and read these verses. You can find a link to them in the video description below, so go ahead and pause and read Philippians 2:12-18. When I first read through this passage, I found Paul's constant circling back to his own role in things a bit distracting. Why does Paul include these things about himself when he's writing to the Philippians in their context? Well, as I thought about this, I saw two reasons for it. First, Paul is deeply vested in the well-being of the Philippians. He is truly their friend and wants to see them grow and flourish. And as part of that, he doesn't want them to rely on his work for them. Paul can't save them, and he knows only too well the danger of people placing their faith in the messenger rather than the message. So Paul talks about their faith as something that's independent from his presence or effort. Paul wants the Philippians to know how they are united in God's work by God's work. Second, Paul sees how God has equipped him to be a model for the Philippians. Now, I know this may seem a bit counterintuitive with the previous point, but look at verse 17. But even if I am being poured out as a drink offering upon the sacrifice and service of your faith, I rejoice and share my joy with you all. Paul shows us how we are to be serving God in our relating to others. Our unity and support of one another is based on a sacrificial living for God's glory. We may not see how God uses our words and actions, but as we build our relationship with God, we can rejoice knowing that He is the one who saves and brings about faith. And so Paul encourages the Philippians to live for God and share the joy that this brings. And so we come again to the buzzword of the Christmas season, joy. Let's ask ourselves, what does living for God look like in my community? Do I find joy in sharing my faith with others? How do I share this joy?